Hello everybody. A little warm. I've been running around all day today. Even though I'm not really supposed to be. But anyhow, welcome to another show of Rex Tech Pub. It is, I believe, Thursday, August 14th at 2:02. I know I'm a little late by a couple of minutes. Sorry about that, but I'm also out looking for a set of keys. So I came back from McDonald's, or not McDonald's, but Burger King. Me and a friend wanted to go out and eat, and I told him, "Where do you want to go to eat?" And he said, "Burger King." Okay. So between here and there, my keys are out there somewhere. I don't know where they're at. So at least for my key fob and my mailbox key, it's gonna have to get replaced, and that key fob is $30 some. Mailbox key is another $10, so $40 just on those two. Hello. Oh, hello, Charlie. Hello, Tony. Hello, Stan. No Stan yet. He's not here. I thought he was, but what's up with me today? Oh, not much. Weather is supposed to turn nasty, and it hasn't yet. But they said we're supposed to have thunderstorms today. That's why I titled this show is like um, weather ain't looking too good, but we still have sunny skies out there. So who knows? They said the thunderstorms are supposed to show up sometime today. I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about having to spend the money I'm having to spend to replace my keys and the key fob. So I know I went downstairs with them because I unlocked my mailbox. I got my mail. I unlocked the area where the bikes are locked up. Um, so after that point, after I got the door open to where the bikes are, which I also have to use my key fob. I don't know. I looked in the cargo bag on my bike. Keys aren't in there, so I don't know where I dropped them. I know. So if someone, you guys hear a knock on my door in the next, I don't know, 55 minutes, that's just me. I'll have to get up because it'll be Mike or the other guy. Um, gonna give me another key fob and my mailbox key, so I don't get stuck here all weekend, and that would suck. Fortunately, if I do leave, I can get back in because I can use my phone. I just have to go to that thing down there that you call people's apartments if you want to get let in. So I can just look at my name and it'll say call resident, which will call my phone. And I go on my phone and I hit number 9, door clicks and I pull it open. I've been trying so hard lately last couple of months, actually for a while, I've been trying not to lose things. So yeah, I tried not to lose anything, and yet I lost my keys. They're out there on the road somewhere. Where? I don't know. So, yeah. Ending up spending more money than I want to today. I was hoping to just have you know, spend money on my lunch. Till I got home and couldn't get the door open to where the bikes are, so I sat there, took everything out of my cargo bag twice. Not there. I got some more ratchet straps for my bike trailer. So I use these so I can tie stuff down and not have it leave the trailer when I'm taking it to wherever it's going. And that's just for the front. I got two of them here. And I got two of them. I need to get two more. These are probably the cheapest ratchet straps you can probably buy because I got them at Dollar General. I got them at Dollar General thinking I was getting a good deal. And Mike and Joe and those guys were over here last night and they said, "You think these are a good deal?" I'm like, no, they're not. So now I'm gonna have to. I mean, they might work for a while, but I'm gonna have to go get the expensive kind. They're like $30 for the real good ones. $30 or $40. I'm not sure what. At least around here they are, because I've asked. How much are these ratchet straps gonna cost me? He said around here, probably 30, 40 some dollars. I said, no, thank you. I'll order them online. Get them for 20. I don't know. I've been just using my bungee cords, but for bigger boxes or heavier cargo, I need to use the ratchet straps so that. Hang on. Oh, I know who that is. That's Todd, my neighbor. Unfortunately, sadly, he's moving. He'll be gone at the end of the month, so now I'll have to get a new neighbor. And hope to God the next neighbor I get's a decent person. Todd's been a good person all the time he's been here. But he's moving in with his girlfriend, so she doesn't want to move here. So I guess they're gonna move to a house. Hey, Jeff. I Let's see, is Wintermute here today? No, I don't see him yet. He might show up later, but Stan isn't here either, so. And neither is Yes, so there's a bunch of people here that. There's 2 or 3 people that are usually here. They're not here today. They might show up later, but. Yeah, that's Todd. He's putting things on the, I don't know what that thing is called, the cart, the flatbed cart. Kind of sucks that he's moving. Although with Todd, when he sneezes, oh my God. You can clearly hear him. He doesn't hold it back. And when he sneezes, all you hear is a very loud, "That's who!" Like, God bless you, Todd. And of course, Santa Fe, Burlington Northern has to go through. I don't know if you guys can hear the train horn, but it's one of the quieter ones. The Santa Fe trains are. They've got horns that you literally have to plug your ears if you're standing outside and that train goes through. Those horns on those Santa Fe's are just. Ugh. The green trains, the green engine, they're not too bad. which one is this? Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, the orange ones. So otherwise, other than that, our weather is pretty decent. I mean, the traffic around here is just, like I said, I was out a bunch of times today. I'm okay for bike riding for now, but what is the date? The 14th today. I'm going shopping on the 18th, Monday. My surgery's, yeah. So a few people asked me here in the building because I told Dennis and them guys that having surgery on the 20th, and Dennis asked me, "You a little nervous?" Like, no, I've been through this before. He said, "Before?" I said, "Yeah, this is my second surgery." They said, "Oh, they must not have done things right the first day." He said, "No, they did things right the first time, but I think I just got too active. Soon after my surgery, so I should have kind of laid around for a couple of days, and I didn't. The surgeon also thinks that he didn't use the mesh, so that is probably a good reason why it came back the second time, because it's the same hernia that I had the last time. Well, he said they'll fix it this time so it don't come back. And I gotta go get some cleaning stuff. I gotta go to the bike shop. Gotta clean my brake hub or brake rotors again. They're getting all greasy and they're making that high squeaking noise. Hey, MJ. Oh my goodness. That had to have hurt like a. Man, I'm glad you're okay. My dad had problems with kidney stones years ago. He had it twice. So, is I think they laser cut his. I think they just hit a laser and they just kind of blew it up and then they just took the fragments of it out and did whatever. I don't know. I think I Yeah, I ran into a friend that lives here in the building over at Burger King, and I was talking to him, telling him I'm going to have hernia surgery, the umbilical surgery. He said, "Yeah, same here. But he's got to get his weight down a little bit." And that guy is kind of having issues because he's got a hernia. He also has an aneurysm in his head somewhere. Hasn't popped yet, but he said one of these days it will. He just doesn't know if it's going to be tomorrow or 2 or 3 years from now. Not the kind of life I'd want to be living, waiting for that thing in my head to go kaboom and just suddenly kill me like that. I wouldn't like that. But from what I've heard, there is really no way of treating them, so no way of dissolving them. And everybody keeps telling me those can't be detected. Yes, they can be. My doctor has told me multiple times they can be detected. And everybody in the United States, everybody you talk to, so they can't see. They don't know when it's. Yeah, they can. At least nowadays they can. Maybe back in the 1950s and early 60s, I don't think they could. But they can detect aneurysms nowadays. Oh, hell. Okay. So, one of these days, I need to have my head x rayed, from here up and see how my. Because I need to see if there's any damage from the first time I had COVID. Because I had brain swell so bad. I would just do this and it would feel like my head was just. Oh. It was not. Oh my god, it was horrible. Just trying to get up and just turn my head to the left, I would just feel like I was going to pass out. Then my friends and the doctor said you had brain swell. And I guess I was being told nowadays that I had COVID the first time. I'm a lucky survivor because it sounds like my brain swell got quite bad. Although I didn't have really a temperature. I mean, I did a little bit, but it wasn't nothing the doctors were worried about until I do this, and it would just feel like my brain was bouncing off the walls of my skull. Or I do this, and it was just, oh my god, my, well. Let's see, he said, yeah, you came close. When you have brain swell that bad, and your eyes kind of go blurry when you just do this, and your eyes have to refocus, he said, you were in a bad spot. I said, yeah, I kind of figured I did, but I survived it. And he said, yeah, if it gotten any worse, I don't know. Even at your age, you're physically fit, but he doesn't know. But I've had it the second time. Second time was a breeze. Thought I had it sometime earlier this year, but that turned out to be false. Wow. Ouch. Hey, yes, there you are. I was just asking about you a little while ago. I was wondering if you were going to show up today. And there you are. Hello. Now we just got to get Stan here. I don't know if he's going to show up or not, but yet I hope the maintenance guys come up with my keys or the key fob. Because I'm not wanting to get stuck here all day. Or all weekend for that matter, because the office is closed tomorrow. Yeah, that won't be fun if I get stuck here all weekend. Can't leave the building. Because I leave the building, well, I do have a way back in, but usually when I leave the building, I'm on my bike, so. I hope to God they do come up here today and say, we got your keys, your key fob, mailbox key. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. My hernia is not really bothering me today, although it is a little bit. It's a little bit, yeah, it's not painful until I kind of pat it and like, ouch. So yeah, it's starting to go around the corner of being incarcerated to and strangled. I'm starting to go into that stage. But by the time it gets to the danger point, I'll be on the surgery table, so Hopefully nothing goes wrong between now and then. Oh, and I also found out my dad's coming up. I think I told you guys that the other day, didn't I? I think I did. He'll be coming up for Wednesday, Thursday. No, Tuesday. He'll get here. Well, he's going to be at his hotel, our motel, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and he'll be going back home Thursday morning. When I get released from the hospital, which hopefully won't take that long. Because my dad's going to want to start heading back to Kansas. But I think he'll stop in Iowa again. Actually, I'm going to need to find out where he's. He stops in Iowa somewhere, and I can't remember the. Really? No internet connection? Oh! I don't know if Wintermute or. William is here. No, I don't think so. And anyhow, I ended up leaving Zoom last night, or this morning. About 25 minutes after you left, Ken, my internet disconnected. So if anyone's asking why I just got up and left without saying anything, it's because my internet died. So I had to go to bed last night in peace and quiet. Did not like doing that. I like you to usually be watching YouTube when I fall asleep, but couldn't last night. There's no internet. And I don't know why there was no internet, but there wasn't. Yeah, well, we usually don't have internet outages here. I mean, we used to when we had high speed cable. It used to be a nightly thing. With this DSL, that was the first time that we've had DSL, that the internet disconnected, and I tried what I could at my end to get it to reconnect, but it wasn't going to, so I went to bed. Um, I don't know, around almost quarter to two, 10 to 2 is when I finally decided, okay, I can't do anything with the internet, so I might as well just lay down and fall asleep, which I did pretty quickly. Yeah. Um, Not having caffeine in my system nowadays. I don't know. I sleep a little bit better, but I get up. Usually, the first time I wake up is around a little after 6 or before 6. But I quickly fall asleep, and then today I woke up late. I got up around quarter to 10. Hmm. And a scheduled internet outage. Well, at least they're telling you. Around here, they don't tell you. They just cut you off. No warning, no phone call, no email, nothing. You just boom, lose your internet. Even for the scheduled ones, they don't tell you. They just cut your internet off, and usually, if around here, if the internet situation is bad enough through CTC or Charter, or whatever they're called nowadays, um, they'll put a notice out in the newspaper the next day explaining why the internet was suddenly shut off and could not be restored until 8 or 9 hours later. If it's that kind of thing, they will put it in the newspaper so that people quit calling the internet company and saying, "Why did we lose our internet?" Read the paper tomorrow, we'll tell you why. Okay. Last time that happened was about early last year. It was March something. I think it was between the. I can't remember. I know it was after. I think after the 14th. We lost our internet. I can't remember how long it was. At least 10 hours. And when that kind of a situation comes up, I don't know who. I don't know who told who to put the incident in the newspaper, but they had some kind of major failure that doesn't usually happen that often. So the one guy, Nicholas, that was over there, and they got a few quotes in the paper, comments from him saying that it doesn't usually happen, and they don't know why it did, but they've repaired it, and the internet should be up and running again. But that was also for um, no, that wasn't also just for that, but we had an electrical outage here about a year ago, completely unexplained. Even the electric company, they lost power at their power station. I have no idea, even to this day, why we lost our electricity that way. There's no, they said there's no explanation. There is no reason for the electricity in that portion of the city, which unfortunately affected me. Um, no reason why the electricity should have gone out like that. So they don't know what caused it. There is no car that hit a power line. Um, it was completely unexplainable. First time that's happened. And hopefully the last. He said, the guy said usually we can figure out what usually happened, but on that one, even to this day, they still have no idea as to why it did that. Why a portion of the city just decided to lose its electricity and not leave any trail signs as to what happened. They still, even today, they have no idea. It was something catastrophic happened, but then all of a sudden it recovered and electricity came back on. They didn't have to do anything. So they don't know what it was. They don't know if a transformer somewhere or something got too hot and cooled off, and they don't know what it was. But that was about the last time. They've been improving the power grid here in our area because even through strong thunder or kind of medium-sized thunderstorms, we'd lose our electricity. A couple of flashes of lightning, a little bit of thunder, and boom, let's go. Like, are you kidding? And the other night, we went through a heck of a thunderstorm here. It was actually during the Zoom meeting that I was on with the Zoom homies. That started around what 10:30, quarter to 11, and we didn't lose our electricity on that one either. We had a thunderstorm yesterday morning, or not yesterday. I think it was the day before. And we didn't lose our electricity then. We haven't lost our electricity here. Oh God, for I'd like to say almost a year, but I don't think it has been. I think it's been about 9, 10 months that we haven't lost electricity at all, even through the really bad thunderstorms. Electricity is staying on, which is nice. I'm glad. especially when I'm doing BIOS updates. Don't want to lose my electricity then. See where my dad is staying, and maybe you guys will. Some of you might know the city if you've ever been in Iowa. Hmm. I guess he doesn't say. I know he does at some point. Hmm. No, I can't find it, but he's just somewhere in Iowa. He stops there, so he goes from Salina, Kansas, drives up to Iowa, stays overnight, then goes from Iowa, and then comes all the way up here. I think he'll be stopping in Iowa again. He never used to do that, but now he's got dogs that need to be taken off for potty breaks and whatever. So he can't just leave Brainerd and drive all the way back to Salina. He can't do that, not with two dogs with him. I mean, they're the best handled, best behaving dogs on car trips because they just curl up and go to sleep. They don't they don't cause a ruckus really. They're really good at traveling, which is what my dad said in that email that I was just reading. That Bella and Cricket are great travelers. They don't complain. They don't bark. They don't get fussy. They just lay there, or they sleep or do whatever. But they don't do a lot of complaining, which my dad is surprised because they just like car trips. They're really good at that. So, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're doing that good with car trips, but they seem to be doing okay. So he just doesn't want to leave them at the kennel in Salina because they're kind of expensive down there at the. I can't remember the name of the place where he leaves his dogs at. I know where he goes to get them groomed, but where they stay at when he comes up here usually, well, he usually just brings them with him. But he's gonna. I guess he found a couple here in Brainerd that do dog care for 1 day or maybe 2 days. Um. Oh, Wintermute is in chat. Oh, hi, hey, Wintermute. I didn't think. See, I had my phone on silent, so I didn't hear that message, Kim. I just happened to look at my phone and said, "Yeah, I wonder if I got a message." But I usually leave it on silent during my live streams because I don't want people to be getting irritated or pissed off. It's like, why is your phone constantly going off? Because I keep getting text messages. So I just put it on silent for alarms only. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with me today. Just kind of waiting for the maintenance guys to get up here and give me my new key fob. And I've been so careful. I've been trying to be so careful as to not lose those keys. And then today, I must not have had that side pocket zipped, and I thought I did. And I know there's a couple bumps that I hit where those keys could have bounced up and out of there. And I'm gonna have to go down that road again. I might be able to find them, might not, but because I know the area about where they might have fallen out, but Someone's probably picked them up by now and like, oh, a set of keys. Oh, that's a key fob. That looks like something to. Well, they can't get it anyhow because what the office is going to do is they're going to disengage that key fob. So someone might know it's for my building, but I told Kathy, I said disconnect that thing so someone can't pick up the keys and walk into the building. So she said she was going to do that, and I'm sure she has. And those key fobs are $30-some. So I think I'll be spending about $40 today that I didn't want to spend. My desk needs to be cleaned again. I just cleaned this the other day. Got it all nice and pretty. Now I look at it now. I was like, what the hell happened? It is a mess. And I think my dad will be bringing me home on Wednesday or Thursday. So he'll come into my apartment and kind of just take a look at things. And at least I think he'll try to get me up to my apartment. He might stay for like 5 minutes, but I'm pretty sure he's going to want to get back on the road heading south. So he'll probably just drop me off, make sure I get up to my apartment, get in my apartment, and he might visit for like a couple of minutes, but he'll say, I've got to get going. I got to be back in Kansas at a certain time, which I just noticed in that text message he's got to be back Thursday in the afternoon because he's got to be meeting someone, so I wasn't aware of. Or not Wednesday, Friday. So he can't stay up here. He'll be Wednesday, Thursday. Be back in Kansas on Friday, and then Friday afternoon or evening, he's got to meet somebody or about something. I can't remember what he said, but otherwise he'd be able to stay up here a little bit longer after he brings me home. He'd sit on that couch. He'd sit, him and I, and I'd sit here. Him and I'll sit here. Him and I will sit here and talk for an hour or so. But I think he's on unfortunately a rather tight schedule. So my cords are all twisted and tangled, and I just need to disconnect everything here and just reconnect everything so it's not constantly getting in my way. There, that works. I need to do some. Well, I don't have to worry about it for a while because our inspections aren't until next spring. Or is it before that? I think it's in February. I think. I can't remember what it is, but. Jeez, dude, slam your door a little harder. Yeah, my neighbor at the end of the hall, who I thought was a nice guy, and now I'm finding out from other people that he isn't. Been doing some nasty things. I heard about it yesterday. It's like, that guy's not gonna last here long if he keeps doing that. And I told Crystal that. I said, yeah, he's not gonna live. He's not gonna live here long if he keeps doing that. She said, yeah, I know, but I don't care. Oh. 241. I thought they would have been up here by now. I'm surprised it's taking them this long. Oh, they're busy. They're getting the doors to the bike area worked on because they're just not. They're not working right at all. You have to slam the door shut before it locks. I mean, they're metal doors and they've got a hinge and they'll hinge out, but anytime it rains, those hinges get really creaky. So I know Mike was down there last week and he greased the hinges and oiled them, but it's rained since then, so the grease they're using must not be waterproof or something because I noticed today the hinge in the wind when it starts closing creaks really loud. So if the door is misaligned, it's not aligned right. The top of the door hits the top part of the door frame, and there is a gap about that wide in the bottom, and then there is a gap at the top that's maybe about that wide. So it's actually hitting the door frame, and then there's a gap at the bottom. So they've got to they've got to fix it. Which the company was there today. I came into the parking lot earlier. I looked at the truck that was sitting there. It said something fence. Like, are those the people that are going to? He was measuring the door. I guess they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna replace it or what, but it hasn't worked right since the day they put it in. So it'd be nice if they'd fix that so it would work better. I don't know. They might. Yeah. How hot is it down there, Ken? In Indianapolis? Sounds like you're wanting to do your lawn tonight when it cools off. You in the 90s again? Must be raining in Maryland. Greg Guy. Oh, poor Greg. He can't do any spraying again today because it's raining. Well, that's happened to me a bunch of times. I was gonna, back the other day, I was gonna go do things and go out riding and all around and all that fun stuff. Pick up another trailer, and take it to another place so it can get fixed. I guess they're gonna go and pick it up, but they had no way of taking it down there, so I said as long as he's got that trailer hitch that I can just hook up to and put the pin in it. Then the guy says, I think he does. You think he does or you know he does? He said, I'll have to go check, I'll call you back. 10 minutes later he called me and said, yeah, he's got the same hitch you do. Like, okay. So I can just go up to it, hook up to it, put the pin in it, and I can leave. But that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 tire trailer. Mine's only a 2. Um, and his is wired. I mean, he's got lights on his. He's got lights on the side, on both sides, the left and right. He's got white lights in the front, red lights in the back, like I'm gonna have on my trailer when I get the lights put on. Um, he's got strobe lights on the bottom. The left one flashes twice, and the right one flashes twice, and the left one flashes. It goes back and forth. And it's kind of strobe. Blinks twice, blinks twice, blinks twice, blinks twice. It does that back and forth so that you can be seen. I haven't done that to mine yet because, obviously right now I can't. That trailer can't be moved because it's leaning up against the wall. And I have to lift it up and put it back down on the ground. That's a good 65 pounds of just dead weight. It's a steel trailer, so I didn't need to put some support brackets on the bottom, so I don't start bending the top where the two bars of the trailer meet up. They're gonna start bending one way if I start putting a lot of weight on that in the middle. It'll just start bending the middle of it. Those two, they won't be able to take that. So I'm thinking of taking two middle support bars out, so it's just a straight. There's no bars in the middle. I'm thinking about taking those out which I can. She's got pins you pull out and just take the whole thing, just pull it out. And I'll do a video one of these days where I'll take pictures and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If I upload a video about it, I'll just have to tell you to go watch the video, which will be one of these days. One of these days, I've been saying I've been going to do that video, but I haven't really felt like doing that, and people still have me doing other things. And Crystal wanted me to run the holiday last night, and she asked me, "What do you charge for going to holiday and back?" 5. She had to think about it, but she said, "Yeah, okay, here's $5. Go pick me up." And she gave me a list of things she wanted, which I had to have the store clerk help me because I went up and down not every aisle of that store. Like, it's not here, but Crystal said, because I texted her when I was there at a holiday, I said, they don't have them here. I've gotten them there before. Like, so I had to go up to the guy at the counter and said, "Do you have, I couldn't pronounce it, so I said, "Do you have this?" He read it and said, yeah, we have that." He went to the place I had not looked at yet. Bottom shelf in the opposite, and the one aisle I don't think I went down it, but I was looking towards the top because I thought that's where it would be, because I didn't think they'd have it on the bottom shelf off in the corner like that. It's like, so I went and got that. Well, I was sitting outside last night with Dennis and Allison and Crystal was out there. And this other kid that works at McDonald's and he works at Mickey's, he was there. So we were just sitting outside last night, just kind of getting outside for a little bit. Enjoy the fresh air of being outside while I can, because I talked to my mom last night, and I also got a note back from my doctor that I won't be laid up for a month. My mom is going to quickly get back down from that, because the doctor or the surgeon is going to call her and said, "You are not going to keep him in bed for 30 days. That won't be happening. He'll be in bed for maybe 1 or 2 days, but then a week later, I kind of want him back to light duty activities. I don't want him laying in bed for a month." But then she's going to tell him, it's like, "Well, how do you know absolutely sure he's going to heal correctly if he's out running around?" And I don't know. I think she got back down because I got an email from her saying the doctor talked to her and said, "I guess he's only saying about 2 weeks of no really hard work or light work." So, and she said, "I guess according to what the surgeon told me, 3 days later after your surgery, you can actually go downstairs and sit outside for a while if you wanted to." And she said she doesn't think I should. She thinks I should kind of lay low, let things heal really good down here, and then go back to doing normal life things. But the surgeon told her no. He can go back to doing whatever he was doing in about 2 weeks. But he needs to take it kind of easy up till then. And after 2 weeks, he's good to do whatever. If he wants to bike all the way up north, he can do that if he wants to. And my mom, I now question him because she's just that kind of person. She said, "Are you sure? Is that really a good thing for him to be doing?" Uh, um, I guess the surgeon kind of got nasty with her. He finally told her that, "I've been doing this 20 some years. I think I know what I'm talking about." I said, "Okay, okay." And my mom just quickly backed down and said, "Okay, we're 2 days laying in bed, and then after that, I guess he wants you up walking around." So I thought he'd want you laying in bed for like 2 or 3 weeks, but it doesn't sound like that's what he wants you to do. So, and I told her, I said, I knew that's what he didn't want me to do, and I knew that the reason he called her is because I put a note in my chart And I said, my mom is saying I have to be in bed for 3 to 4 weeks after my surgery and cannot do anything. Um, he very quickly wrote back to me. And he said that is incorrect, and I will be telling her that. What is her phone number? Like, uh-oh. So I gave her. So I gave him her phone number. I guess he called her. And there's no mistaking what he said because her phone that she uses, she's hard of hearing, very hard of hearing. So the phone she has actually has a screen on it, and whatever the person is saying on the other end, she'll actually read what he's saying. And that's when she said, and that's when she read. I've been doing this for 20 years. I think I know what I'm doing. She wrote me in an email, said, I doubt what he's saying is correct, but if that's what he wants you to do, then do it, but I don't think you should. And she doesn't think doctors give people enough healing time. Go back to work, after you've had a triple bypass surgery, you're back at work the next week. My mom said those kind of people should be laying around and getting rested up for at least 2 weeks. I said, no, they shouldn't. That's the one thing you're not really supposed to do after surgery is just lay around, let things tighten up, let things get icky. It's best if you're out at least walking around, kind of keep things moving. Because if you just lay in bed for like 2 or 3 weeks, that can actually put me back in the hospital. The best thing to do is every couple of hours get up and walk around. Walk the full length of your hallway. Do that at least 2 or 3 times a day for the first couple of days. At least 3 days after surgery. Then he's going to give me a schedule after surgery, things that I can and can't do. And I think somewhere on there he'll say when I can start riding my bike. I am hoping it's within 2 weeks. I do not want to be sitting in my apartment because I can't go anywhere if I don't have my bike. If I can't ride my bike. Usually, I could walk, but I don't like walking. Feels like 90. 87, but it feels like 90. Eh. I suppose with the 90 degrees or 87 degrees, that's a little bit humid. Because usually at 87 degrees, you'll have humidity. Or dew point, as the weatherman say it. Which I think are two separate things. I think dew point is something different than humidity. But maybe not. I don't know. I've never studied weather. I don't care about the weather. I just care about the weather when okay, now we're starting to get cloudy. And the wind is picking up, so yeah. It's the wind is really picking up. I wish I could show you guys, but I know how some of you are about webcams getting moved. It's really shaky and it's just so I'll try not doing that, but yeah, those trees are moving like this out there. It's like, and there are trees that are the size of, they're big, and the whole trees are just sitting there doing this in the wind. The trees are just, they're gigantic. They're huge. They're sitting, the whole tree is sitting there doing this. So yeah, it's windy out there. Okay, 2:56, guys. Um, any of you guys got anything to say? Because I think I'm gonna be wrapping it up today. It's almost 3 o'clock. Yeah, see, the stream just started on the studio. Average view duration 30:51. Really? You're only watching me for a half hour? Okay. Current viewers 9. Views 16. Okay, I had 16 views. Currently, number of people watching 9. What happened to 7 people? I don't know. Shouldn't complain. Should be grateful for what I've got, but I don't know. Someday I'll get up to 50 people watching and a lot more likes. I'm not too worried about it. It goes up, it goes up. If it don't, it don't. I'll still keep doing what I'm doing. And speaking of doing what you're doing, you people should probably go out and do what you're gonna do for today, because I am going to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't leave because knowing my luck, the minute I leave, Mavis is gonna come up here knocking on my door, and then I'll go back to the office saying he wasn't home. Well, he couldn't leave. He can't get to his bike. Well, he's not home. So I'm just gonna stay here and wait for that knock on the door, which I'm surprised I haven't gotten yet. Usually they're pretty quick about that. When they know you don't have the key fob, they also know you can't leave the building. Well, I can because I got my phone. I can let myself back in, but let's say I forgot my phone at home and I walk out the building and the door locks. How the hell am I going to get back in? So that's why I'm kind of stuck here, pinned at home until they give me a new key fob and my mailbox key. Oh. There's no Josh. There's quite a few people that are not here today. They might show up tomorrow. John Blair. Bueller. Oh, yeah, good old Bueller. Okay, why is my phone doing what it's doing? Hmm. Wednesday, August 13th. Why did that video start when... See, this phone is mojo broken. The camera, this camera doesn't work anymore. And, well, I mean, it works when I just use the camera itself, but when I try to use video chat, it doesn't work on video chat for some reason. But the camera does work, but when I use video chat, like on Facebook Messenger, I tried the other day because I was video chatting with somebody and I couldn't get that freaking camera to work. Hit that on button and off button about 50 times. It wouldn't turn on, so I don't know if it's something with Facebook doing that or if it's my phone, but as far as I know, my phone camera works. Yeah, there's the front camera. And there's the back camera. So yeah, the phone camera works. So why it wouldn't work on video chat the other night is beyond me. But anyhow, it is 3 o'clock. I'm gonna shut her down. So thank you everybody today for being here. It has been fun, even though I'm doing most of the talking and not too much with chat, but I'll try to get better with that. But hope you all have a great day. I'm gonna go down to second floor to see if I can talk to the although the office is closed by now and I got that door closed. Yeah, I hope they can get my keys today. I hope. um, yeah. So I will see all of you tomorrow, same time, same place. So have a good day, everybody. See you later.